Hello friends, welcome to the fourth part of the capacitor presentation series. This part explains the electrical perspective of capacitors. The topics for discussion in part 4 are charging of a capacitor, discharging of a capacitor, voltage across the capacitor, current leads the voltage, physical significance of current leading, the capacitor charge equation, capacitor charging graph, capacitor discharging graph, time constant, charging and discharging equations for current, voltage and charge, ideal versus practical charging and discharging, the summary of important capacitor formulas. The flow of electrons to the capacitor plates is known as the charging current. This current continues to flow until the capacitor voltage is equal to the supply voltage. At this point, the capacitor is said to be fully charged. The current through a capacitor is the time derivative of the voltage across the capacitor. This relation is considered as the Ohm's law for capacitor. Both the current and voltage applied to a capacitance are functions of time. When an electric current flows into the capacitor, it charges up. The electrostatic field becomes stronger as it stores more energy between the plates. The strength of this charging current is at its maximum when the plates are fully discharged. The current slowly reduces to zero as the plates charges up to a potential difference across the capacitor plates which is equal to the source voltage. If the voltage remains constant, the instantaneous rate of voltage change is equal to 0. So there is no movement of charge and no flow of current. This is why a capacitor blocks a steady state DC. When the current is flowing out of the capacitor is discharging. The potential difference between the two plates decreases and the electrostatic field decreases as the energy is moving out of the plates. The only difference between the effects of a decreasing voltage and an increasing voltage is the direction of current flow. The current is negative, indicating a direction of flow corresponding to the discharge of the capacitor. During charging and discharging of a capacitor, the current always decreases from maximum value to 0. In charging, the current is positive, but in discharging, the current is negative. To charge a capacitor, a power source must be connected to the capacitor. A resistor is placed in series with this capacitor to limit the amount of current. The voltage across the capacitor is the time integral of this current. When we compare the current in the capacitor with voltage, there is a phase difference of pi by 4. So in a capacitor, the current leads the voltage by 90 degrees or the voltage lags by 90 degrees with the current. In circuits with capacitive loads, the current must first flow to the two plates of the capacitor where charge is stored. Then the voltage is at 0 and the current will be at maximum. Only after charge accumulates at the plates of a capacitor, a voltage difference is established. The voltage across the capacitor will increase. When the capacitor is fully charged, the current reaches 0. Then the voltage is maximum across the capacitor. This means that when voltage is at its maximum, the current will be at its minimum. The behavior of the voltage is thus dependent on the behavior of current. So here the current produces the voltage or current leads the voltage. With sine waves in AC circuits, this results in a phase difference of 90 degrees. Therefore, the current leads the voltage by 90 degrees. The voltage of a capacitor after a certain charging time period t is given by Vc equal to Vin into 1 minus e to the power minus t divided by Rc. This equation is known as the capacitor charge equation. Here Vc is the voltage across the capacitor. Vin is the input power source voltage. R is the resistance to which the capacitor is connected. C is the capacitance of the capacitor. The charging and discharging of capacitor is not instantaneous. Capacitors takes a certain amount of time to charge or discharge to a certain percentage of its maximum supply value. This time is specified in terms of time constant. The charging graph indicates how many time constants a voltage must be applied to a capacitor before the capacitor reaches a given percentage of the applied voltage. The charging curve of RC charging circuit is an increasing exponential. As the capacitor charges up, the potential difference across it slowly increases as per the capacitor charge equation. The time taken for a capacitor to charge to 63.2% of the voltage that is charging it is equal to 1 time constant. After 2 time constants, the capacitor charges to 86.3% of the supply voltage. The table shows the capacitor voltage and current changes during charging with respect to multiples of time constant. After 5 time constants, the capacitor charges to 99.3% of the supply voltage. Then the capacitor is said to be fully charged and no more current flows into the circuit. The time period taken for the capacitor to reach this point is known as the transient period. The time period after this is known as the steady state period. In the charging circuit, if the battery is replaced by a short circuit, the capacitor will discharge its current through the series resistor. As the capacitor discharges, the stored energy inside the capacitor is extracted, with the voltage across the capacitor decaying to 0. As the voltage at t is equal to 0 across the capacitor plates is at its highest value, maximum discharge current flows around the RC circuit at this point, but in the opposite direction. The discharging curve for RC discharging circuit is a decreasing exponential. While discharging, the time constant of the circuit is given as the time taken for the capacitor to discharge down to within 63% of its fully charged value. The capacitor discharging voltage and current with respect to multiples of time constants are shown in the discharging table. Here also, practically after 5 time constants, the capacitor is considered to be fully discharged. The time constant is a measure of how quickly a capacitor either charges or discharges. For a charging circuit, it is the time taken by a capacitor to reach 63.2% of its maximum charge capacity. For a discharging circuit, it is the time taken by a capacitor to deplete to 36.8% of its charge. Time constant is expressed in seconds. The capacitor charging and discharging equations for voltage, current and charge are given here. In an ideal case, once the capacitor is fully charged, it will maintain its state of voltage. An ideal capacitor will hold the charge even when the supply voltage is disconnected. But for a real capacitor, it will slowly discharge itself over a long period of time. This is due to the internal leakage currents. The capacitor in reality never becomes 100% fully charged or discharged. For all practical purposes, after 5 time constants, a capacitor is considered to be fully charged or fully discharged. The table shows the summary of important formulas of a capacitor.